Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Mechabellum rank review. As we this time have me on a new specialist, as I went cost control this time. 100% extra income, 15% less hit points, 15% less attack on all of my units. So full on spam. Opponent went for marksman, with marksman and tanks, so yeah, a lot of snipers here on the enemy side, a lot of sledgehammers. I was having easy targets for the marksman here at the beginning with arc lights and phoenixes. And issue is with the 15% less damage, phoenixes don't one-shot sledgehammers until you get the attack upgrade. So that will be an issue here at the beginning. But we have 300 points to spend. We can afford some fangs. We can afford some extra phoenixes here at the beginning as well. Fangs as targets for the marksman. So then we have a couple of models to get away here. And yeah, I put myself, my setup in a relatively defensive, well spread out setup. Having something on the flanks so that something from the rear here can't easily or too easily get me. Also, obviously, a bit of room in front so that I can put some slower units there. Faster units in the rear. So that it all arrives at the front line somewhat at the same time. Phoenix is still maybe a bit too fast. And yeah, the first battle going as expected here. Enemy with the sledgehammers dominating. As we can't kill them one shot. Marksman getting us as well. So first round not going so well. And then I went into heavy armor. So did my opponent. Considered the steel ball upgrade there, but I went for extra steel bolts instead. Steel bolts here, pretty good against sledgehammers. Against marksmen, they can be decent if you have them combined eventually. And even without it, they still at least take 2 shots, so they're not quite 1 shot for the early marksman. For the level 3 one here, obviously they are, but the level 1 needs 2 shots, so they're still not getting completely massacred. Well, it's still no upgrade here, so this round still struggling a bit, as our Phoenix is just not quite killing these guys quick enough. Though it already goes a lot better, as you can see. The 2-shot system allowing me to break through on the right side. And that allows me to win the battle here. Opponent so far not moving so too much. Both of us at 1300 battle rating. Here I go for nano repairs. Yeah, armor in the north, or extra hit points in the north for the steel bolts to make them extra tanky. Nano repairs in the south with the idea of getting the chain bolt, the chain damage sharing eventually, especially with the nano repairs. That's nice against the marksman. The units can really get tanky. Whilst the enemy went for shields here, went for a missile. I went for a couple more steel bolts in the middle because I planned already on upgrading in. And I also went for a bit of a flank here. As with phoenixes and with the 150 points, I just wanted to go mass. I wanted to have a lot of units all around the battlefield, annoying the living hell out of my opponent. And with phoenixes and the revive upgrade, flanking is also extra worthwhile with the potential of that revive upgrade, because if parts of your phoenixes die on the map, they will get respawned elsewhere, and the longer the battle goes, the further you can draw out the battlefield, the better that revive upgrade becomes. So having phoenixes on the flanks here was the idea. Putting steel bolts in front of them now, together with damage sharing, to stop this marksman here from murdering my phoenixes. Whilst damage sharing now is online, so these steel bolts become really rather tanky now. And the marksman will have troubles. The sledgehammer's more an anti-small unit anyways, as my opponent really fully committed to the combo of marksman and sledgehammer so far. And yeah, thanks to the steel bolts, my phoenixes here win on the right side, getting the turret, getting the nice flank done, and that allows me here the easy W thanks, or a relatively easy victory thanks to that turret destruction. Always nice to have a good flank like that coming in. On the other side, we also force the enemy to be active. With the 100 extra points, we have more points to spend all over the battlefield. I went for Iron Blast here, trying to eliminate, because I saw all of his units are in a row, so I tried to set up the beam at a place where I could hit them all. Enemy went for Mustangs against the Phoenixes, also as a smaller unit that Steel Bolts and Phoenixes are not quite as efficient against, which is a good idea. Level 2 as well, from the get-go, can be quite nice as well, so the Phoenixes here will have a problem. Steel Bolts obviously still tank nicely against it, but they won't get killed quickly. And the enemy went for the Orbital Javelin to hit me in the center. So I went for Fangs over here because I thought maybe they will put Marksman there again to try to deal with my Phoenixes, and then the Fangs would be a really nice model tank. But didn't work out. Whilst the beam here is a bit off. The angle not quite correct. I expected them to have range upgrade by now, to be honest. They didn't get that, so they didn't stay far enough in the rear. But we still killed off a decent amount of, and you can now really see Steel Bolts starting to work against the Marksman here, especially once they get level 2. They really become a problem here, even for Marksmen. They just don't do enough damage against them anymore, allowing the units behind this for me to survive as well, and also allowing them to level up. And here we go, enemy on 400 points now, and a bit out of stuff to do. We get battleship here now, Overlord, and the enemy should maybe have put in a couple more small units, but it's not easy as we have Arctites as well against the Steel Bolts. It's not easy to find a solution this early on. Like, we are only in turn 6, so something like a melting point is really hard to afford. And yeah, most likely an upgrade on the Marksman would have helped here. Hackers were the idea. Hackers immediately with range. The Sledgehammer range is not something that I would have gone for. I think Marksman upgrades here would have been a lot more important to really help out getting the damage in. Whilst I now went for an upgrade for my Steel Bolts, 60% more hit points, and they heal themselves on damage. So really problematic upgrade there for my opponent again, and the Overlord really the finishing blow as well, as that thing obviously deals a lot of extra damage here, and killing off enemy units like the Hacker here quite quickly. Like, Hacker is not a terrible idea, it just has an issue that the rest of the front line doesn't hold long enough, and the flanks here really becoming super problematic as well. The 100 extra points invested correctly. I feel like with cost control specialist, you always kind of need to go for the flank, or over prioritize one of your sites really heavily to really put the enemy in trouble. And yeah, then you can win a game like this relatively quickly in turn 6. I feel like my opponent got into a third unit a bit too late. Mustangs, not a terrible idea as I said, but yeah, third unit slightly bit too late, and then also the upgrade maybe lacking on the Marksman here. Like the Marksman, Elite Marksman upgrade here, or the double shot, I believe would have been a good solution to try to prevent my Steel Bolts from going ham. Maybe even with the electronic, but I think the electromagnetic shot would have been something for later. But the Elite Marksman here would have allowed this one at least to dominate against these Steel Bolts on the left side a bit more, and then the situation would have been different. The range upgrade here on the Sledgehammers really most likely what broke that instead of a Marksman upgrade. And those are the small things that decide Mechabellum games. And yeah, good flanks are really essential as well. It was not the most amazing flanks here. Maybe a slightly different unit composition could have worked as well. But as I said, Phoenixes on the flanks with Quantum Assembly can be pretty nice. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, let me know down below. What would you have done as my opponents? Let me know that down below as well. And if you really enjoyed it, leave a like, leave a subscription, and see you next time. Bye bye.